Celebrations begin marking 40 years as a country. More than 200 vehicles mark the start of celebrations in Kokopo. And Port Moresby prepares for tonight's big celebrations.
This is National EMTV News with Vanessa Knight.
Good afternoon, Papua New Guinea. On this joyous occasion as we celebrate Papua New Guinea's 40th anniversary, I'm Vanessa Knight. We begin this afternoon's news with events that began at 4 o'clock this morning. Prime Minister Peter O'Neill hosted a flag-raising ceremony marking the start of celebrations throughout the country. Speaking in front of a large crowd of dignitaries, he said PNG must reflect on what has passed and chart its way to prosperity. Mr. O'Neill said despite challenges of climate change, high oil prices and drought in Papua New Guinea, PNG can stand proud by learning from past experiences. Jack Lapave Jr. reports.
Independence Hill was packed to capacity this morning. Both the young and old attended to witness the 40th flag-raising ceremony for PNG's independence. Before the arrival of Prime Minister Peter O'Neill, some could not resist to get a better view from the treetops. Ceremonial guards led the way before the biggest flag in the country was raised. In his opening address, the Prime Minister embraced the diversity of the cultures of PNG that has brought the nation together.
We celebrate more than 800 languages, many cultures that has developed our lands across the nation.
O'Neill said the forefathers of the nation have guided the nation since the Declaration of Independence in 1975, and it is time now for this generation to lead and make history for PNG.
It is a time to look at how we can build even a stronger nation based on those achievements and the many blessings we enjoy today. Of course, there has been difficulties over the last 4 decades. But these challenges have made us even stronger.
It was a joyous moment for Papua New Guineans who turned out in their red, yellow and black attire.
We come together to recognize and appreciate what we have achieved so far, and then looking forward for the next 40 years how we can celebrate and achieve more things in our own lives as an individual, as a family, as a nation.
The ceremony was also attended by other Pacific Island leaders, state ministers, MPs of Parliament and foreign bureaucrats. Nearly 8,000 attended in this history-making moment to mark 40 years of Papua New Guinea as an independent country. Jack Lapave Jr., National EMTV News.
Celebrations will continue tonight at the Sir John Guy Stadium, where both local and international bands will perform. Earlier, Thekla Gunga visited various venues where preparations are happening.
Jack Piddick Oval saw the biggest crowd from the other venues. The University of Papua New Guinea had its own celebrations, showcasing the nation's diversity through the cultural dances and traditional dishes. Over 600 police officers were deployed to all venues to ensure a peaceful celebration.
Operation is good. I think the people are good. They are helping us as well. They are also protecting the venues as well as everywhere. We are hoping that no trouble will happen today.
The 40th Independence Anniversary celebrations here in the nation's capital began since this morning. Here at the Sir John Guy Stadium in Waigani, where the current event is currently underway, it will see the Prime Minister give an official speech on the country's 40th birthday. Takla Gunga, National EMTV News.
And celebrations Kokopo, East New Britain began this morning with a convoy of more than 100 vehicles, which traveled around town announcing the start of Independence Day celebrations. Our Kokopo correspondent, Edwin Fidelis, reports.
Tuesday's overcast gave way to a perfect Wednesday. The pre-independence celebrations that began yesterday in East New Britain province were disrupted by heavy downpour. But today it was different. More than 200 vehicles and over 2,000 men, women and children gathered to mark the start of the independence celebrations in East New Britain province that will continue over the next 3 days.
Tok lang, wanam long history long political independence, you may are finished, nothing you may are cannot.
Independence celebrations in Papua New Guinea are colorful events. In Kokopo today, it was an extravagant display. All 22 provinces were represented, each carrying their provincial flags to identify themselves.
You must talk thank you through. Whether you've been staff lawyer before 40 years or after 40 years, contribute long economic development of this province, not the entire country, Papua New Guinea. On behalf of the 350,000 plus people, me play talk thank you, not thank you long, you will get that.
Over the years, successive PNG governments have come under vast public criticisms over the state of developments in the country. But the 16th of September every year is a day that brushes aside all criticisms and brings together a multitude of people to celebrate our liberty. Edwin Fidelis, National EMTV News, Kokopo.
Hanganofi District celebrated the country's 40th anniversary today at the station. The festivities also marked the first batch of relief supplies going to places lacking food and water because of the ongoing drought.
Hanganofi District's 40 years independence anniversary was small but significant. The occasion was used by the district authority to give out relief supplies to El Nino affected areas. This morning, Hanganofi MP and Police Minister Robert Atiafa personally supervised dump trucks loaded with 500,000 kina worth of supplies that were going to areas affected by the El Nino.
With 500,000 kina worth, we are yet to collect some more tomorrow.
Minister Atiafa has been part of the district's disaster relief assistant group. The district has been hit hard with food crops becoming scarce and creeks are drying up. The Hanganofi DDA took out funds from essential projects to fund the relief assistance while it waits for the national government. Minister Atiafa says the move had to be done while waiting for the national government's help. Over 2,000 people attended celebrations at the Hanganofi station today to see police marches and other attractions. But what was significant is the relief supplies being given to parts affected by the El Nino and the presentations of 4 vehicles that will go towards helping the district carry out projects. Bethany Harriman, National EMTV News, Hanganofi.
Over the past month, we've been speaking to some of those who made independence happen, as well as other prominent citizens who reflected on the last 4 decades. Starting with the first Prime Minister, Sir Michael Somare, here are some short pieces of what they had to say.
Yes, we can do it ourselves because our group went to Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana, and Kenya. In Kenya, we listened to a black man who got up. He was the first president, Kenyatta. He spoke about the freedom for Africans.
Papua New Guinea became, and I say without any hesitation, probably the most stable country in the last century. The most stable country. And I define stability different from the numbers game.
We don't have to just think about racism, black and white. Let's think about tribalism. We have real issues here with ethnicity.
There is patriotism, but we don't demonstrate it the way we do with our tribal links, with our family links, with our provincial links. And I think the moment that changes, a lot of other things will change and fall into place as a country.
You're with National EMTV News on Independence Day. We'll have more news for you coming up after the break. Welcome back to EMTV News. The public in Lae have been up and early this morning to celebrate the country's 40th birthday. People of all ages from the city and districts within the province flocked to Lae's Sir Ignatius Kilage Stadium to celebrate. Morobe Governor Kelly Naru and Lae MP Lujaya Koza were present to celebrate the day with the Lae public.
People from all over Lae were up as early as 7 this morning, queuing up at the city's St. Ignatius Kilage Stadium to celebrate the country's 40th independence anniversary. People of all ages were amongst this colorful crowd that gathered at the stadium. The parade was led by more than 30 schools within Lae, followed by the PNG Defence Force Engineering Battalion. Moresby Governor Kelly Naro, when speaking at the event today, said Lae's developments must balance with the country's age of being independent.
Why do the mountain people of Minyamia, Moresby Patrol Post, Warrior Valley, Ulolo, Makam, Kabum, Hawaii CSE, and Nawai still suffer, still walk long distances, still have no rural doctors, no schools, no teachers, and no roads? Why?
Governor's speech comes following education, health, infrastructure and law and order services that continue to be the province's focus of development. More than 5,000 people dressed in their provincial and national flag colors had flocked in from all areas of the city to witness this festivity. Amongst them was 75-year-old Dancer Wilosi from Moresby's Finsafen district.
Now I must yet independent now. As a walk blow you yet, now look at him blow you yet, now over the palace and we come up with I'll see.
Colin Barlai, National EMTV News, Lae.
Yesterday, Lae-based Papua New Guinean Defence Force members celebrated the country's 40th independence anniversary with Erico residents. The Igam Barracks personnel celebrated the eve of independence with mock battles, where blank rounds were fired. The mock battle was held at the Erico field, watched by a crowd of people. Over 1,000 men, women and children gathered at the Erico Oval to see the mock battles. Smokescreen, fake bombs were set off and blanks were fired to make the day interesting for those who took time out from shopping to watch. The mock battle has proved to be a hit in recent times. The PNG DF continues to promote what they do for national security. All over Port Moresby, residents came out today in a feast of PNG colours. MTV's Sarah Aupong took to the streets to find out what independence fashion looked like today.
The red, black and gold reigned supreme today as people of Port Moresby, especially women, came out dressed for the occasion. The men were able to hold their own, but it's the variety in women's fashion that stole the show. T-shirts, Mary blouses, billums and billumwears. Sophie, an Eastern Highlander who grew up in Port Moresby, is recycling a dress that her sister made. While visitors to Port Moresby show that they are able to be just as patriotic.
And we are proud that we are Papua New Guineans, so we came in with our full uniform.
While some people like Julie are conscious about where they bought their outfits, others are not so conscious as Asian-made T-shirts, Mary blouses and flags flood the city. But Tuma is a happy vendor today. Not everyone was out in their favorite colors today. Others had specific reasons to wear their provincial colors.
For one reason, there is someone who made Papua New Guinea celebrate 40 years today, and that's the grand Michael Smurray.
While the women did steal the show today with their various outfits, it was this little man who made sure the men were not outdone as he made his way to the University of PNG for a day of great food, singing and dancing. Sarah Aupong, National EMTV News.
Trukai Sports coming up next. I'll be back with the details after this break.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. A new look Barramundi squad has been announced as the team departed for Australia today. With 4 debutants in the squad, the team is preparing for a big season in the South Australian Cricket Association Premier League.
Head coach Deepak Patel said that despite missing out on the ICC World T20 qualifier in Europe a couple of months ago, The Barramundis have been working hard back in Port Moresby, preparing for the Soccer Premier League and the Intercontinental Cup World Cricket League Championships.
We provide for the players. I'm sure the only way the players can show their appreciation is by performing. And it's fair to say that these guys behind us have done a fantastic job over the last 12 months. Some of the records they've created. We had a slight hiccup in Ireland, but we're going to move forward, and we've got a fairly busy schedule.
Know that we are undefeated in the T20 comp in Digicel in the last 2 years. We'll be playing 50 over two-day cricket this year. The T20 comp unfortunately has been taken out of the equation because they couldn't beat the Digicel Barramundis, the South Australian team. So they decided to rejig the draw on us and put us into...
The squad is filled with a great mix of experienced players and up-and-coming youth. Jack Vara will lead the Barramundis for the second time, while 8 squad members will be returning for another stint at the Soccer League. Ale Nau, Riley Hikura, Hiri Hiri and Nosaina Pokana have been called up to the senior squad after impressing at the Pacific Games in Port Moresby, while Chad Sopa and Sese Bao have been rewarded after solid performances at the ICC World T20 qualifier. Digicel PNG's Chief Executive Officer Maurice McCarthy said his company was honoured to continue as the naming rights sponsor and supporter of the PNG Barramundis with a 300,000 kina package. Jeremy Mogi, National, EMTV Sports.
Former PNG women's basketball representative Carol Lelai has been elected as the chairperson of the Papua New Guinea Olympic Committee Athletes Commission. Lelai will serve in the role for a 4-year term starting now until 2019 and was chosen at the first meeting of the commission.
Listen to that. PNG swimfish Ryan Pini has also been appointed as Lelai's deputy. As a result of their respective elections, both Pini and Lelai will sit on the PNG OC Executive Board and will have full voting rights. The new Athletes Commission aims to hold an athletes forum by the end of the year as one of their main priorities and will attempt to continue to help the development of Papua New Guinea's national teams. They are also hoping to develop sports facilities and training and preparation for future multi-sport events. Athletes' interests and welfare are further key priorities for the newly elected Athletes Commission. The PNG OC Athletes Commission has members from across several different sports including cricket, football, athletics, squash, netball, basketball and VAA. One of the new representatives is Pacific Games gold medalist Linda Pulsan, who carried the flag for PNG during the opening ceremony. Elijah Levette, National EMTV Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The weather details for tonight and tomorrow when we come back.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Now with the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby mostly fine, Daru cloudy, Alatau fine, Popondetta fine although cloudy at times, Kerema cloudy periods with patchy rain. In the Mamasa region, brief evening showers expected in Lae, Medang, Wewak and Vanimo, few showers. New Guinea Islands, all centers few showers, few thundery showers except Buka, expecting few showers. And in the Highlands region, all centers brief evening showers, then morning fog. And we leave you tonight with pictures sent to us by you of independence selfies and celebrations from all over the country and overseas.
Arise, all ye sons of this land, let us sing of our joy to be free, praising God and rejoicing to be Papua Let us raise our voices and proclaim